How you doing, everybody? It's Matt Manetric here, and we're back from a long time out, let's say on YouTube, with what would have been a Battle Spot video. It's now Battle Stadium. Not entirely sure why they changed the name of it, but hey, we're here. We're playing VGC today, and I am bringing you my Trick Room Arctovish team, which I finished, I think, last month at around 3,000th in Master Ball tier, which I was pretty happy with this team, because it's not the best team in the world, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. The idea here really is, with Liepard and Reuniclus, you're setting up Trick Room through the use of Copycat. You can also set Trick Room through Dusclops, which is just behind me, and Rhyperior. And then, hopefully, you know, whatever you're doing, you have sort of Arctovish, Abomasnow, Rhyperior, and Reuniclus doing a lot of damage. But let's get straight into it. You will have to ignore my current record because it isn't the best. Last season, I found that my matchups were a lot better than what they currently are. At the moment, I'm struggling quite a bit, but I just want to show you the team and how it works anyway, because it's a quite good bit of fun. In the meantime, I've been streaming on Twitch over twitch.tv/mattmanetric, which you can check out with the link in the description. I tend to stream from around 1 PM BST for a few hours, and I'm normally doing battling content or team building, or recently we've been playing a little bit of Battle Revolution, which has been good fun. But yeah, be sure to come by and say hello. So our first game here is Trick Room with Sun, which is very, very common to see nowadays. So we've got a Hatterene, a Torkoal, an Indeedee, which Indeedee Hatterene is a extremely common lead at the moment, being able to follow me and set up Psychic Surge. Dusclops as well, another potential Trick Roomer. Conkeldurr, and Rhyperior. So, the most common lead to see here is going to be the Indeedee Hatterene. It's very possible that we see Dusclops Rhyperior, though, also. I'm thinking we go... I mean, here's the interesting thing, right? So, despite the fact that I'm running a Trick Room team, most of my opponent's Pokemon are going to be going first under Trick Room, because my Pokemon aren't the slowest. So things like Conkeldurr and Torkoal. So I'm actually going to go run a faster variant of this team. Arctovish and Abomasnow work nicely as well, because I can set up Aurora Veil and then start hitting with some big damage. I'll bring Reuniclus in the back, because it does have a Focus Blast to hit Rhyperior with, and it also has Psychic to hit the Conkeldurr. And I suppose I'll bring Rhyperior as well, and we just get in. So we're not going with the main strategy, but that's just based on the matchup. And if you're wondering why I'm constantly looking that way, it's because the TV's there. So that's the thing. Yeah, so Hatterene Indeedee is the very obvious lead. So it's actually going to be Dusclops Rhyperior, which isn't the worst matchup in the world. It's not the worst matchup in the world. So, you know, we'll take that. That's okay. I thought I checked in with 1 second to go. Apparently, I didn't confirm in time, which makes things a little bit awkward. However, I can just reverse the Trick Room afterwards, so it's not the end of the world. I'm just going to go ahead. I mean, it's very possible that Rhyperior just goes for Protect here. That's the thing. So, I think what I'm going to do is probably just foul play the Dusclops. And wait, who do I have in the back? I don't have a Abomasnow. That's very annoying. I suppose I'll double tap Dusclops. You tend to see Rhyperior here go for a Protect. It's a little bit threatened by my Arctovish, so yeah, Rhyperior does go for Protect, which is absolutely fine. So we're going to go ahead and double target into the Dusclops with a Foul Play and a Fishious Rend, which should do some good damage. Unfortunately, we don't have access to Strong Jaw on Arctovish. Does go for Trick Room, which is fine, because what you're going to see next is going to be really quite cool. So this is the advantage with leading with Liepard in this situation. We can go for Copycat, which will make Liepard use the move that was last used, which in this case is Trick Room. And we, of course, will go first thanks to Prankster. I can go for Fishious Rend onto this Rhyperior and outspeed it, and hopefully knock it out in one hit. Although, if it does choose to Dynamax, which is highly likely, I possibly don't take it out in one hit. But we'll see what happens, won't we? We'll see what happens. I find myself saying that a lot with this team. So, Rhyperior does Dynamax, which is fine. But you're not going first, so he won't have the bulldoze. He won't have the weakness policy boost because, as you can see, Liepard here gonna activate Prankster, go for the Copycat, and undo the Trick Room. Which means Arctovish now goes first and does a hell of a lot of damage with Fishious Rend, and it's almost enough to OHKO, not quite. And oh yeah, we do activate the weakness policy anyway because we're going for Fishious Rend. I didn't consider that. But it's okay, because next turn I can actually just go for foul play, so goes for Max Rockfall. That's probably an OHKO onto Arctovish, unfortunately. See, if I was able to lead with a Bomber Snow Arctovish, I probably would have gone for a Aurora Veil, and then come on with a Blizzard, and then look do damage. But you know what? We get the Trick Room undone. He goes for Pain Split, which is fine. I believe I've got Reuniclus, don't I? So, do I want to max... No, I'm not going to max Dusclops, am I? Alright, let's go for Reuniclus. See, the question is here, do I predict a max guard? Because he could try to set up Trick Room again, right? Although Reuniclus actually does like Trick Room in this scenario. So, let's go for foul play on Rhyperior. It's highly likely that he tries to set Trick Room. Is it? Because Rhyperior... Rhyperior can OHKO Reuniclus in this situation, but he's got to protect it from Liepard. But if he sets Trick Room, then Reuniclus is in a really good position. So, whatever he does here, I think I'm alright. Because whether he protects or doesn't protect, because I can knock out Rhyperior next turn no matter what anyway. Whether he's, I either knock out this turn if he protects in Trick Room, if he doesn't protect in Trick Room, or I knock out next turn if he does protect in Trick Room. So we're not in the worst situation. I mean, if he does choose to set up Trick Room, I mean that's cool. I'm okay with really whatever my opponent chooses to do here. Does choose to go for the max guard, which again is absolutely fine, as foul play does go into the max guard, which is okay. That's alright. Max Mindstorm comes out from our Reuniclus into the Dusclops, almost able to knock it out, and I could have actually just completely shut down Trick Room. But I don't. But I can undo it if he chooses to go for it. We see a Nightshade come out from the Dusclops. So my opponent actually playing that quite well. But Liepard does survive another day, and we can go ahead and knock out... Oh, Dusclops actually goes down to Sand, which might put me at a disadvantage if he's got Conkeldurr in the back. That's not ideal if he's got Conk, because Conk can come in and Mock Punch. Oh no, it can't Mock Punch because we've got Psychic Terrain up. No, we're fine. You can Mock Punch all you want, mate. You can Mock Punch all you want, yes. Okay, so this is absolutely fine for me. Let's go for a foul play onto the Rhyperior. And let's go for the Max Mindstorm onto Conkeldurr. That should be an OHKO on Conkeldurr, and it should knock out the Rhyperior and put us in a situation where we are... He does try the Mock Punch anyway, but as I said, Psychic Terrain was up, so we are protected. As foul play is able to knock out Rhyperior, and Max Mindstorm should take out the Conkeldurr, which is fantastic. Here comes the Max Mindstorm. Down it goes. So the important thing is just, when fighting a Trick Room team, is just to be able to make sure that you are in control of the Trick Room. And we did that by accidentally leading with Liepard. So despite my Pokemon being picked randomly for me, I've not even used Dusclops yet. Dusclops not particularly useful to me, probably, in this game. Hatterene comes in, which Liepard can't actually do that much in this situation because of the terrain. So I'm just going to switch it out and bring in Dusclops. And as for Reuniclus, I will go for a Max Lightning. Change the terrain so that I can fake it out when Liepard comes back in, should I need to. I can also go for things like Copycat. When Psychic Terrain is up, you can't actually Copycat your opponent. or you can't use an attacking move under the effect of Copycat, so it makes it a little bit iffy really with Liepard, but I can just change the terrain in this situation, set up to electric terrain, and I'm expecting a Dazzling Gleam to come out from Hatterene. Yeah, here we are. So it really doesn't do much damage. And that should be game over. Realistically speaking. So let's go for Nightshade. Let's go for, I suppose I'll drop a Thunder on it. I'm not convinced Psychic knocks it out. It probably would, but it's just going to forfeit anyway. We take a win, which is lovely. Sweet. But yeah, I actually got a very favourable lead, I think. I expected Hatterene and Didi. But when I saw Rhyperior and Dusclops and saw that Trick Room go up, I thought, you know what? This is not a bad lead. This is not a bad lead at all. But let's get into the second battle. I'm planning on uploading maybe around 3 times a week to start with. And maybe use the same team for that week and then change in the following week. Let me know what you think of that. What you think of that structure. But let's get into the next game. And hopefully we can pick up another win, because I'm not a fan of that rating. Like, it's not good. We've got to sort it out. We've got to sort it out. Let's go then. What is the next team? It's going to be Excadrill. It's going to be Corviknight. It's going to be Titar. It's going to be Dragapult. Arcanine. Sylveon. So the first thing that springs to mind here is Quick Attack Sylveon against Weakness Policy Dragapult. It's a very common combination. I'm currently building a team very similar to it, where I use Ice Shard Inteleon instead, and then I'm also running Surf on Inteleon to power up Gastrodon, but maybe we'll use that team next week if I get it ready in time. So that is the obvious lead to me, which tells me that I'm all good to set Trick Room the way I want to. I hear an aeroplane outside, or a helicopter of some sort. The Corviknight could be a bit of an issue if I can't hit it with a Thunder from Reuniclus. But let's go Reuniclus Liepard. There's no Follow Me user. There's no... I mean, Arcline might have Helping Hand, which can interrupt my strategy. But I don't think it will have it. We do have Fire Punch, I believe, on Rhyperior, which could be useful. And let's go Arctovish. Okay, so we got our team in just in time. Not convinced Arctovish was the best Pokemon to choose here. I might have been better off going for a Bomber Snow, but they don't have the slowest team in the world. Like Sylveon, I think speed ties with it will speed tie with a Bomber Snow if it's min speed. It probably isn't min speed, but and I think Titar's pretty low speed as well. I think it's based around base 60. It might be 65. We actually see Sylveon Corviknight here. My man's bringing the shinies, which I'm okay with. I'm absolutely fine with this lead. Let's go and show you what this team can do. Let's go for Max Guard with Reuniclus, and let's go for Copycat. Now, if you don't know, or if you Quick Attack say this actually ruins me, potentially. No, it shouldn't, because Prankster Liepard will go first anyway. So if you don't know what happens here, Copycat will copy the last used move, as we saw with that Trick Room before. However, it cannot go for Max Guard, as it is not Dynamax. So it will copy whatever Reuniclus wanted to do. As Reuniclus is so slow, it's usually the last Pokemon wanting to set up a Protect. And Liepard is a very fast Prankster user, so it's usually one of the very first priority users. The way that you stop the strategy is by going for something like Follow Me or Helping Hand, but we are able to go for the Copycat. This also beats things like Imprison, Chandelure, as the Trick Room goes up before Imprison is able to. So it's a really, really good way of setting up Trick Room safely. So Liepard gets brought to 1 HP here. And I'm expecting maybe an Iron Defense or something. Or maybe... Oh, he does just go straight for the Body Press. Looking to target Liepard. So obviously knew that was coming. But we do get the Trick Room up, which is super, super nice. See, here I could possibly bring in Rhyperior. I'm planning on going for the Max Lightning on the... Alright, Fishious Rend. Fishious Rend might be really nice here. We'll do a lot of damage to that Sylveon. And there's no real easy way for me to be setting up with Rhyperior. So it's probably safe for me to bring an Arctovish. Let's go for that big Max Lightning onto the Corviknight. And I'm actually going to double target it. Because I'm not... Because if he decides to Dynamax, I'm not convinced Corviknight gets taken out. Also the possibility that he switches an Excadrill, which not like a Fishious Rend. Possibly Arcanine as well, which again won't appreciate a Max Lightning and Fishious Rend combo. So I think that's a pretty safe play, unless he possibly protects or is like Wackenberry, but I can't imagine he is Wackenberry. Sylveon here probably just sits here and goes for another Hyper Voice. I don't believe I saw a Throat Spray. Maybe I should check the stats next turn. We actually see the... Was that the Sylveon switch out? We do see Sylveon switch out. Probably for... Okay, he brings in Tyranitar, which is a very interesting play. Didn't actually anticipate that. Maybe we're going to see a Protect here. We do see the Dynamax, so probably not going to Protect. I know Protect isn't particularly used on Corviknight. It's usually Roost instead. But this is exactly why I chose to double target it. Is that... That's G-Max. Is that G-Max Corviknight or is it just Dynamax Corviknight? Probably just Dynamax, isn't it? So we hit him with the Max Lightning. We actually do very little damage compared to what I thought we'd do. It's a very, very bulky Corviknight on that special side. Did not expect it to take it that well, actually. And we see a Citrus Berry, is that? It is a Citrus Berry. Okay, so we're not going to be doing a huge amount of damage this turn, unfortunately. Fishious Rend is solid, though. It is solid. And we see a Max Knuckle come out from this thing, which is, of course, going to boost Tyranitar's attack, but Arctovish takes it like a champ, despite it being super effective. And actually, unless this is like Iron Ball Tyranitar, we probably knock it out on one hit with a Fishious Rend. So, I am pretty good here just to go for another Max Lightning. That would be on Tyranitar, not what I wanted to do. And just go for a Fishious Rend onto Tyranitar. There's nothing my opponent really can do here that worries me, as we do have Trick Room up. Goes for the Protect with T-Tail, which is fine. Obviously just trying to stall it out, but we do get... Okay, he goes for Max Guard. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Stalling out my Dynamax turns, which is annoying, but I've got Trick Room up, so I'm okay. I'm okay. Fishious Rend is still going to do a hell of a lot of damage to that Tyranitar. So it's just whether or not we hit the Thunder. And Thunder, under the effects of Max Lightning, I have absolutely no doubts that it takes it out. But a little bit risky. But I like to live dangerously, shall we say. So let's give it a go. I've got Rhyperior with Fire Punch in the back as well, so it's not the end of the world. And actually the Sand, I really appreciate him setting up the Sand for Rhyperior. It's going to be very beneficial, because we do know he's got Sylveon in the back. Thunder connects, and that should be a knockout. It is. That's fantastic. Down goes the Corviknight, and Fishious Rend should do a hell of a lot of damage to this Tyranitar. Of course, Sandstorm boosts the special defense of Rock types, not defense. It's a base 170 power Water type move, boosted by Stab and Expert Belt. Down goes Tita, and that puts us in a really nice position going into the late game. Very, very happy with that turn. The only iffy thing was if Thunder missed, then I would have been like, but thankfully it hit. So Excadrill comes in. Fully expecting Excadrill to go for a Protector, so I'm going to double target that Sylveon. The reason I'm expecting that is because obviously Soundstream is a thing. Unless it's Assault Vest, which I don't believe we've seen an Assault Vest. Or I suppose Corviknight... No, Corviknight was Citrus Berry. Maybe it could have been AV T-Tar. Probably wasn't, though. We reckon Weakness Policy was on... I mean, it might have been AV T-Tar. I don't actually have the best to hit it with. So I think I would rather leave it to... Oh, I need to attack. Let's go for Psychic. Let's go for Fishious Rend. And let's see if we can get rid of this Sylveon. The Sylveon... Okay, that's a little bit annoying. Maybe he goes for Double Protect? He does go for double protect. Okay. Little bit annoying, to say the least. So there wasn't really anything I could have done there. I don't have any setup moves really other than Aurora Veil in this situation. The Twisted Dimensions return to normal. Let's try and go for Trick Room. And let's... I possibly Super Fang here. I do think he double... I actually think he double targets my my Reuniclus here to try and prevent Trick Room from going up. So maybe I Fishious Rend. Maybe I just go for damage onto... It could also be Focus Sash Excadrill, which would be really bad for me. So I think I'm going to go for a Fishious Rend onto Excadrill, just in case it's Focus Sashed. Hoping I can set Trick Room. He goes for the Rock Slide. Arctovish is going to avoid it, which is amazing. He does double target us. I think Reuniclus lives a Hyper Voice here, if I'm honest. Oh, we see the Life Orb. Okay, so it's good information. Hyper Voice connects. Reuniclus survives. We set Trick Room once again. And that puts us into an amazing position going into the last few turns. I bring on Rhyperior here. They, of course, could go for a double target. They could go for a double protect, sorry, to try and stall out Trick Room. They lose the Sand, which is beneficial somewhat to them, because I don't get my special defense boost on Rhyperior anymore. But I could set it up myself. I've got Thunder, I've got Focus Blast, I've got Psychic. I am pretty confident Excadrill protects. I'm pretty good. We've seen the Life Orb, so he's probably running Protect. I'm pretty confident he protects it because of high horsepower. Although he has just seen me double target Sylveon. I think Excadrill protects. But again, they may double protect, which would be annoying. And maybe Max Rockfall would be the better option. So the Excadrill does choose to protect here. And as Trick Room is up, we know that Sylveon is not going for protect. Psychic connects, which should do good damage. Yeah, not bad at all. High horsepower follows up. That should be a knockout on Sylveon. I just thought to myself that if Sylveon could somehow deal with my Reuniclus, then Excadrill could potentially, if it could somehow stall out Trick Room, maybe high horsepower misses, something like that. I'll go for Fire Punch for accuracy. Maybe if I'd gone for high horsepower, maybe it misses. Potentially Excadrill could beat my Rhyperior 1v1. There is a very slim chance, but I just wanted to be, you know, I think that's probably my opponent's win condition. But we do make that 2-0. I think I'm going to leave that there for this video. Let me know if you'd prefer me to go for three battles in a video. Maybe if this video wasn't long enough for you. Do let me know in the comments. It's great to be back, guys. Remember to check out my Twitch. You can follow me on Twitter as well, with links in the description. Lastly, I just want to congratulate A-Drive Wolfglick on the incredible Champions Cup. I thought it was incredibly well run. I didn't compete myself, but I did watch it. And of course, congratulations to Fevsy for winning. Do you mind, Helicopter? Do you mind? On that note, I will see you next time. I've been Matt Manetric, and I'll see you soon.